Well, I'm a big 0 for 1, Perry. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm good. I'm good. See,
I had a bet with Sam
I told
Levine.
you.
I thought I'd go wild card. I tried to get a leg up on everybody else in our Oscar pool, and I just get too competitive, and I lose my mind. I vote with my heart. Willem Dafoe was great in The Florida Project, but Sam Rockwell, after seeing that speech, I am happy he won.
See, but this is why I included who will win and who should win, so you could still express what your heart feels, but still have a chance of winning the pool.
My heart will go on.
Oh, man. How'd you feel about Kimmel's opening, too?
Oh, it was great. It was so great. I was so happy to see him come out and address everything that I felt like needed to be addressed, but do it in the classic Jimmy Kimmel way, where he's a little sarcastic. He's just got a great sense of humor. He is custom made for hosting an event like this. He just does not seem to feel pressure. He looked like his heart rate never went above the resting rate.
I will second all of that. It was a great way to address some very important, timely matters, but in a funny, respectful way. And man, if I were up for an Oscar tonight, I'd be gunning for that jet ski too.
Yeah, congratulations, Helen Mirren, on your new Price is Right gig. That must be fun.
I enjoyed that quite a bit. And everybody's reaction, everybody in the crowd seems super psyched and super receptive to how he opened the show. And I'm feeling pretty good right now. I loved what he had to say, even though it was tied to a joke, about just being up there and celebrating some great work, because really that's how I go into every Oscars, whether it's whatever I want to win, wins or loses. It's just nice to celebrate something that's so important to you. And Sam Rockwell mentioned that in his speech too. His parents' love of movies, that's why he's there to this day, and that really warms my heart.
Yeah, what a great little bait and switch story with it's grandma, but we're going to the movies. And Jimmy Kimmel able to wrap up so much of all the movements that have been happening the last year, tie that in with the very now moment of Black Panther still crushing to the box office. Really, it was a wide sweeping opening monologue, and I think he captured everything he needed to.
Yeah, I greatly appreciate those Black Panther jokes. They worked really well. It's nice to see them all in the crowd too. You know, we have Lupita Nyong'o, an Oscar winner, in there, and just hearing them reference that made me pretty happy. A good start to the show, I'd say.
Well, we've been on camera for now a total of 33 minutes.
Is it time to open my champagne yet?
I think it's probably time to pop that champagne.
All right, sounds good. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our continuing Oscar coverage. I'm John Roca here with Wendy Lee.
Hi.
So we just saw 2 big awards given out for Best Costume and then Best Makeup,
Yes.
right? Any surprises on these victories? We said Darkest Hour for Makeup and Costume for Phantom Thread.
I think it was really obvious, at least to me, for the Darkest Hour because of the type of prosthetic they put Gary Oldman in, plus they made him wear a fat suit. It's just hours and hours of makeup to make him transform into his role.
Yeah, into Winston Churchill.
Yes.
I was a little, I know there was a little pushback about Shape of Water not being in this category, like all these kinds of things. But yeah, what he was able to transform into was really incredible. And from what Sam Levine, who was watching along with us, told us, I don't know if this is true or not, but his fact was that he had pulled that the guy who's doing the costume, he pulled him out of retirement to help him do this for the movie. So that says
no
something.
wonder. It's a lot of teamwork.
And
And
that's
what
why
do you
he
think
thanked
about
him.
costume?
Oh, I love the costume. I mean, I've seen Phantom Thread twice now. I think that's one of the selling points of that movie is the exquisiteness of the actual dresses that she's wearing and the ones he designs and all the process that he goes through. It's really incredible. So it seemed like a lock. Costume, he's putting these dresses on, designing these, which is essentially what costume people do.
Yeah, I think it's completely parallel to the movie Phantom Thread itself. And we have Vicky in studio. She absolutely was in love with all the pieces, specifically the pink lace one, which you saw for a quick snippet when they were showing the nominees. And I think both movies are completely deserving.
And Wendy, as a massive Disney fan, did a piece of your heart break a little bit that Beauty and the Beast did not take? Because those costumes are incredibly elaborate.
I mean, yeah, a little bit, but I really was gunning for Phantom Thread.
Okay, so you felt they deserved it.
I felt exactly.
Okay. All
Yes,
right.
rightfully
Yeah,
so.
I thought so too. I think it's fantastic work there from everyone all around. I mean, it takes a lot to get nominated for these categories, so there's great work
a lot
all
of
around
hard
for a lot
work.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens on the next break. We'll see what categories are coming up soon. Thanks for watching us here at Collider. That's Wendy Lee. I'm John Roca. We'll be back soon. Hey, Collider fans, welcome back to our continuing coverage of the Oscars for this year. Jay Washington here joining me. Jay, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for having me. Welcome to you. It's been a fun evening so far, man, and we're just going to keep this going.
Yeah, absolutely. So in this break, we just saw the best documentary feature won, Icarus, the film. It's about the Russian doping scandal.
Yeah.
They found a whistleblower, the scientist. I think he's now hiding out in
He's
Mexico
in
somewhere.
hiding now.
Yeah.
And it actually is the reason that Russia was eliminated from the Olympics. The IOC took action over it. So it's a prominent film. A lot of people will have it tied to a lot of things that are going on currently, but it is a prominent situation with something that actually happened. So it stood out for the Academy for this. And then we just saw the performance by Mary J. Blige for her Oscar-nominated song for Mudbound, which I'm a Mary J. Blige fan. I've been a Mary fan since I was a kid. I have all of her albums. To see her nominated, like Taraji P. Henson mentioned, the first woman to be nominated for both supporting actress and best song from a film is amazing. To watch the transition of Mary J. Blige's career throughout decades.
Absolutely. We were talking off camera. Jay said now she's made the transition. She is now not just a singer. She is now officially an actor with this nomination. She'll be getting more things. And I've been a fan of Mary J. Blige since I was an adult because I'm older than Jay, unfortunately. But yeah, that's those things. So I really enjoyed her performance as her singing was incredible. The scenery all night.
First of all, the backdrops
right?
they have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
But to go back to what I said about Mary J. Blige, we've seen these actors and actresses who make the transition from singers to actors. I'll even bring up Jill Scott, most notably for me. Jill Scott was known, and then she did Why Did I Get Married with Tyler Perry. It took her into the serious role. Now we see her as a regular character in Black Lightning and other things. Mary J. Blige has made this transition now into a known actress that the Academy respects and recognizes. She has a nomination. Whether she wins or not, she's still winning throughout the game. So it's going to be a great thing.
And I want to say one last thing about Icarus. It's an incredible film that you can watch on Netflix now. Watch the documentary, get some behind the scenes. Yes, some of the Russian athletes did appear in the Olympics under a different title and not under the Russian banner. So this is a story that's still going. So read this, watch this, get involved in it. There's so much about the Oscars that's great that you can get knowledge about and get even more informed. So it's not just an entertainment show. It's also going to give you some knowledge about the world. Jay, thanks for stopping by.
Oh, I'm here all night, brother.
Yeah, I'm here all night too. So we'll be back with some more coverage on the next commercial break. Thanks for watching us here on Collider.
Well, there's a lot of luminaries at the Oscar ceremony. We have some here in studio, like that young wine enthusiast right there, Mark Riley, who still has a perfect ballot. It's you, Perry Nemiroff, and Rachel Cushing right now, still throwing perfect games. How do you feel?
I feel good. That's why I'm celebrating with some vino and being here with you, my fine friend. This is fun. This is a fun night.
Well, we had the sound editing, sound mixing categories that we just saw awarded. Dunkirk taking some good sound. I mean, look, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. It would have been nice to see Baby Driver win something, but I think Dunkirk is the movie that you think should walk away with something tonight.
Yeah, and I think that's what the Academy is doing. Dunkirk is so worthy of so many awards, but you're looking at other awards that are the favors. So in these technical categories, especially for sound editing and sound mixing, I thought maybe mixing might be Baby Driver. I liked Baby Driver. I mean, Baby Driver, that was their award. I thought maybe, but I did safe. Dunkirk. Deserving.
Let's be honest. These are the movies that have the best explosion sound effects. I mean, I don't know how to mix anything. If something went kaboom a lot in your movie, then you're probably going to get nominated. Congratulations to Dunkirk. Before I let you go, I love a good Oscars montage. I don't care what excuse you use to do it, whether it's like 90 years of dreams or 90 years of whatever, 90 years of watching grass slowly grow. I love a good movie montage. I think we got a pretty good one.
We got a great one. That was a fantastic one. They got everything. Texas Chainsaw Massacre made it in to the best montage for these movies. I went, all right, nicely done. One of my favorite horror movies. Represented.
Somehow that one slipped by. I always look for Star Wars and Back to the Future. Got both of those in there. So let's continue on with the ceremony. We'll see you guys real soon for his fourth glass of wine.
Hey guys, we are back. So the big one right there before the performance was production design, went to Shape of Water. I believe I'm still on a perfect scorecard with Rachel and Riley. I gift you that because I feel so sorry for you. But
I don't need to cheat to win.
come on. Cheat.
She went and looked up all these people at the Hollywood Reporter and Variety, and she was like, I'm going to copy all their answers. You know how Perry works.
You know what that is?
She just wants to win.
It's jealousy. He's just jealous that he's not in the game anymore.
I'm not ready for this jelly. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Scorecards are not, pools are not. Shape of Water winning production design. I mean, can you really argue with that? Everything that was nominated in that category had exceptional work, but really, especially the way they capture all the production design in Shape of Water and how beautifully the production design pairs with the color scheme of the costumes and makes them pop. Really, I wanted it to win. It deserved to win, and I'm glad that it did.
Well, I thought Blade Runner 2049 gets nominated for all these categories and should be winning. Shape of Water is winning because everyone feels good. It makes them feel good. Blade Runner 2049 is a masterpiece in technical achievement all around from the beginning to end. It's an incredible film. People are not giving it enough love, and it's ridiculous that a film about fish and human love is winning over Blade Runner 2049. He had sex with a thing that wasn't real either. So, this should count.
The
It should count.
countdown is on until I push this guy out of his chair. It's going to happen. I don't know when. So I know you're a big Coco fan. You love
Massive.
Remember Me.
Yes.
Did you enjoy that performance?
That was a really sweet performance. I love that they had Gael Garcia Bernal do it because he is the dad in the film, and if things happen, oh my God, I'm sorry, it's been out for a long time. Sorry, I don't mean to spoil it. Spoiler alert, but like he is the dad in the film and sings the song so beautifully there. And they open up to Miguel singing it. What great stages. Again, they've done incredible work with the backdrops and the stages. It's phenomenal. So
That's
I really
what
enjoyed it.
impressed me more. I think they were, not that I am one to judge because I can't sing for the life of me, but they sounded a little off tune. But it's still exciting to hear
I think
that.
it's on purpose though, because he is the dad. He's not going to sing quite on tune. Then they had the guy sing really in tune. So.
I don't know about that.
Well.
But the stage was wonderful. That stage is just striking and beautiful. I got nothing more to add. Clearly, more nonsense will happen later. Place your bets right now. When will I push Roca out of his chair? It's on. That guy.
Yeah. What's up?
Why are we here, Riley?
Well, best supporting actress, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's another reason why we're still here right now.
Drinking wine. What?
All right, that too. But we are still the only two with a perfect Oscar ballot right
Are
now.
we the only two right now?
We're the only two.
Oh my God, this is great.
It was the two of us and Rachel, but Rachel went with her gut and went with Laurie Metcalf, which would have been a nice surprise. But I picked Allison Janney, and I was rooting for Allison Janney, and I'm glad she won.
You know, I just watched Lady Bird. I was hovering over Laurie Metcalf, but in thinking about it, and then all the the talk and everything and the predictions, it was Allison Janney's year, and I'm so glad she won because she deserved it.
Yeah,
and
she's fantastic.
But I wish there's a part of me that wished that Laurie Metcalf would have won because I just love her. And I mean, Roseanne, come on. I mean, it's like to see her come this far, and now Lady Bird was such a fantastic movie, but
Yeah.
you have to go with, I don't know. For me, it was Allison Janney. I knew she was going to win. I hoped she would win.
I was happy Laurie Metcalf obviously got the nomination.
Sure.
And the same is true for every single person that was nominated in that category. But like I said on the pre-show, there is so much more to Allison Janney's performance in I, Tonya than just, the cliche version of a tough mother and that image of the bird sitting on her shoulder. I did like that she gave a shout out to the bird in
love
her
that.
acceptance speech, but there's a lot of depth and nuance to that role that she really deserved this kind of credit for, because that easily could have come across as, a cartoonish, very predictable kind of character. And there are some twists and turns in later scenes in that movie that I have to credit, to the script, but also to what Allison Janney brings to that role.
She was fantastic. I mean, now having seen all the nominees and finally caught up with Laurie Metcalf last night, it was Allison Janney. I mean, she was, for every reason you just said, she owned this part, and she's been a part of the conversation the entire time leading up to this. So it's nice to see her win. It's nice to see the bird get a thank you, though, because the bird, I think, but I love that she did that, because it is such, for an actor to have that on her shoulder, it does do something. I think it brought something to her performance, and you can see it. She won. It's great. It's great.
We're still on the same level here. We got Allison Janney, a fantastic best foreign language film, which is great too. Where we're gonna deviate here is when we hit the shorts. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I got my fingers crossed. I'm going to stay on top. But
me too. I just went with, because I haven't seen any of them. I haven't.
I think it was documentary short where we differ, right?
I think so, but it's so hard to pull these things, because it is, this is the equalizer. These shorts, we'll see what happens.
All right. We will be back at the next commercial break.
Welcome back, Collider fans, to our continuing coverage of the Oscars. I am just super emotional and happy as hell. Coco did win it. You know, you can say that everyone thinks a film is going to win, but to have it win the way it did, have the speeches go down, and have him say very powerfully, representation matters. This is not about being SJW or any of that crap. This is about the fact that this is a beautiful film, deserved to win. Any other Pixar film that has deserved to win, this deserves to be in that conversation, in that category as well. So what a fantastic thing personally for me to see, and to see everyone else cheer it as well. You know, the whole room was so happy about this happening as well.
Absolutely. I mean, really, was there any other front runner or right behind Coco that could possibly take this award?
Well, the Boss Baby contingent was strong. Let me just tell you, yeah.
Don't knock Boss Baby. I talked about it
saying.
before. Boss Baby is an impressive animated feature, but Coco had it on lock, and I'm happy to see it win. It's so exciting to see that. And then also, you know how much I love the song Mysteries of Love.
Yeah.
So that song made me super...
Kobe!
Oh, no.
Kobe, we did it! We did it! I love you, Kobe!
I don't understand.
Kobe Bryant, woo!
Kobe Bean Bryant.
Star Wars!
Kobe Bean Bryant is an Academy Award winner, as Mark Ellis just... This is insane. What a crazy world.
Did Michael Jordan ever win an Oscar?
Not only did he win, but he got that award from BB-8. So I'm pretty sure he
cool.
ticked off a lot of boxes on his bucket list right now.
Yeah.
It is a good short, though. That short is really impressive. And to be able to see it performed at the Hollywood Bowl with Kobe Bryant on stage and John Williams playing his score for that short, wow, now that it was a powerful experience sitting there and watching it all, but now that it's an Academy Award winning short, it makes it all the more special.
Well, I wonder if LA people here and John Williams, the combination of both those things possibly pushed it across the line, because there were a lot of really good nominated shorts in that category.
There were. I really like Lou,
Yeah,
and
Lou.
I had
It's
also
very good Pixar
seen.
film.
Now the name is escaping me. I'm not going to go there because I can't remember the name of the short that I watched.
The Twisted Tales one. Okay.
No, not that one.
I like that one.
But anyway, even though we have a John Williams and a Kobe Bryant short, it's still a really good emotional piece that was really personal to him, and you could feel that radiating through it while you're watching it, and that's why I think it won this award.
Yeah, and you could feel it radiating through Mark Ellis as he was coming in here.
Coco!
There we go.
I love you, Coco! Having a good time!
All right, there you go. That's our cut-in for now. Keep watching here at Collider for more continuous cut-ins from the Oscars. We'll see you in a little bit.
Well, we're back with a young lady who no longer has a perfect Oscar prediction pool, but you're still doing very well. You've only missed two. You trail Mark Riley by one.
I'm coming for you, Riley. We're only halfway through this.
We thought that War for the Planet of the Apes might win Best Visual Effects, or at least I did. It ended up being your movie, so congratulations on that.
Thank you very much, and I'm so excited for Blade Runner 2049, one of my favorite movies of this year, and as much as I thought that the special effects in War were great, I think the right film won.
Shout out to Adam Smith, engineering everything. Blade Runner 2049. Congratulations to you. He didn't work on the movie. He just really liked it. Yeah, and then we also had a category that you were really excited to talk about, and that is film editing. What about the editing spoke to you this year?
It was a great variety in this category. We had comedies, we had war movies, we had dramas, we had fantasy film in there. So my pick won, Lee Smith for Dunkirk. I think that was the right pick because this was a massive movie with several different stories going on, a lot of different kinds of shots, a lot of things to fit in there. And I thought the pacing was great. And I think Lee Smith, who was a previous nominee but had never won, his win, I think, was a great win.
Now, maybe the biggest question of the night, do you think that this bit that we're about to do where we go across the street to the TCL Chinese Theater is going to pay off? It's got a lot of stars. Mark Hamill's going to be there. Is it going to work?
It's got Guillermo del Toro's seat filler leading the way, which is amazing.
And Guillermo, we got a lot of Guillermos.
Yes, we're expecting big payoff from this.
We're going to come right back and let you know if the bit paid off. You know, I'm not usually like a huge fan of the musical numbers, but they've all been fantastic tonight.
Yeah, I think they've all been fantastic, and just what that stage, the lighting of the stage,
Yeah.
adds to the performance and just the atmosphere of it it's blowing my mind.
Yeah, and Tiffany Haddish and Maya Rudolph were absolutely hilarious presenting the documentary awards, which I know you did some research on,
Yeah.
particularly with the documentary short subject, and we both have traveled on the 405 quite extensively.
That I have. That was a hard lesson to learn
It's not
moving to
heaven.
LA, is that traffic on the 405 is a real thing. I thought that award was going to Edith and Eddie, though, which is quite the story, too. But the one that surprised me a little more was the live action short, because I was going with DeKalb Elementary for that, because really, that is one of the best short films that I've seen in recent years. And Silent Child is great too, especially those two the lead performance in particular in that. The young actress who plays the young deaf girl is great too, but the one who plays the one coming in to teach her sign language and lip reading is just really something else, and I'm expecting to see more of her. But I thought DeKalb Elementary had that one.
How fun was it to see how chaotic the TCL Chinese Theater got during the when everybody else came in? It was a really funny bit. I thought it was really clever. I didn't think that they could top the bus of tourists from last year. I think they managed to do it.
I think I could have watched that for the whole rest of the ceremony just from that perspective. That was amazing. I love when they do bits like this and you just get to see people, like unsuspecting people because it's not just Jimmy Kimmel and Gal Gadot walking into the room. They had a whole thing of some of the best in the industry, and Guillermo del Toro carrying like a sub and
Carrying a sub and then
the hot dog launcher.
Yeah, I might have made a joke about Army Hammer and hot dogs that you can find on Twitter because it's not appropriate to say on this telecast. We'll be right back with more from the Oscars 2018. Well, we're back with Jay Washington, and we just had the awards for screenplay announced. Let's go backwards to forwards and go with the original screenplay, a stacked category. Jordan Peele takes it for Get Out. How do you feel?
I almost don't have a voice, and for everybody who knows the situation, it's like, be careful with your throat. I am so beyond excited for Jordan Peele, beyond excited for this film for numerous amounts of reasons. First of all, this film came out in February of last year, and to hold the traction that it's had for a year, to win the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay, like you said, against a very stacked category.
Yeah,
this could have went
I
so many
said,
different ways.
Too, like before when we did our pre-show, I was saying that this category is stacked, but also Get Out has run the longest race.
Yes, it has. You know, and that rarely happens when it comes to award season. February is a forgetful month. We talk about Oscar contenders come October, November, December, but also for what Jordan Peele has done to take his, you know, single directorial debut. You know, a lot of people say it's Keanu or whatever, being a part of it, but to take this film, to put a message so profound and even provocative in some instances, because it had a lot of people like, why are we discussing this in this day and age? Well, it needs to be discussed. And to open the dialogue barrier, which it has, and to bring it to this point is phenomenal.
That's right. And then you also had Call Me By Your Name. I mean, you talk about a movie that transcends some boundaries as well,
Yes,
winning
absolutely.
adapted screenplay over a movie like The Disaster Artist, other beloved movies, but Call Me By Your Name takes it.
Call Me By Your Name is a beautiful movie. It's a story about true love. And to take a movie that is based off of a book that many people will say it's longer and it just goes on, and to condense that and make a film that is now an adapted screenplay, which is now an Oscar winner, says a lot. Again, we're still going towards Best Director, Best Actor, Best Picture. You know, now this evening has become a lot more interesting because now the ones you want and hope to win are winning, but the front runners are like, uh-oh, are these on the back burner now? Because a lot of people thought Shape of Water would sweep in many instances. You know, it's being nominated for 13 awards.
Yeah, this is kind of when a movie like A Shape of Water might start to kick it in if it's going to win a lot of those other awards. But I was happy to see Get Out, and maybe it might not be the last time you see Jordan Peele on that stage. I think Guillermo del Toro is going to take it, but all bets are off right now.
I think Guillermo del Toro does take it for director, but do not be surprised if Get Out does not take it for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Don't be shocked.
We also had a really cool montage. There was a lot about what's going on in the last year in Hollywood. I thought that was really special to see. It was very well put together. You know, it was such a great moment for Jordan Peele, but I close this out by saying that part of me kind of expected Key to walk on stage and be the translator.
I wanted to see the anger translator Luther so bad. Like Jordan Peele started giving a speech and Keegan-Michael Key just walk out. Like, of course, you know my anger translator Luther. I would have loved to see that.
This has been a really fun Oscars to watch with all you guys, so we're going to keep on chugling here, and we're about to get in some really big categories coming up, but I think we just had a pretty cool one and a pretty memorable one with Jordan Peele winning for Get Out. We'll be back real soon. Alongside Jay Washington, my name's Mark. Well, if you're in the North Hollywood, Burbank area and you heard a loud roar about, I don't know, 15 seconds, it's probably because everybody here went crazy when the name Roger Deakins was finally announced. You guys all voted for, as did I. Not that we have any say in the actual Oscars, but in our Oscar pool here, Coy, you've been watching the ceremony the whole time. This is the one you wanted the most.
I had pre-typed 15 times the charm. I was ready for Roger Tiberius Deakins to win at long last. This man is the only cinematographer where I will look at his IMDb and whatever he's going to make, I'm just ready. I buy a ticket for this man's work. Like Dead Man Walking to Rango to Prisoners, all the Coen Brothers stuff, Sheridan, and now finally he made a movie that is a sequel that feels like you just walked out of the original movie, and the visual stylings. Everything he does is gold, and even Rango, you could feel the fingerprints of Roger Deakins, and that's an animated film. This man has deserved this 15 times. He needs Meryl Streep numbers,
It
and I
was
hope this
cool
is
to
the
see
run.
him get a standing O from the entire hall. I mean, Rachel, clearly people in the industry know the name Deakins and know that he deserves an Academy Award.
It's insane that he's never won. I mean, Coy just ran through the filmography: No Country for Old Men, Assassination of Jesse James, Shawshank Redemption, and 2049 was gorgeous in every frame, and the other nominees were really talented and made some beautiful films too. But yeah, no, I was on my feet and cheering when he finally won.
Yeah, John Roca, you don't like Deakins. Why?
No, because I don't like old cinematographers. They upset me. They unsettle me, I'll tell you the truth. No. This is a phenomenal thing. I mean, they've all ran through the filmography, but what's also incredible is that he won not as a career achievement thing. He beat out some incredible films, some incredible cinematography for this award this year, and he deserves it so much because Blade Runner 2049 absolutely deserves to be one of the best picture things.
All right.
Well, we're done.
gonna go
I
back
guess
to
we're
the
done.
Oscars.
Moving on.
Thad's been drinking. We're done.
We're back on our continuing live stream, a very stirring In Memoriam tribute played by Eddie Vedder, channeling Tom Petty. Glad to see so many celebrities and people who've worked in Hollywood get mentioned. Personally, it was great to see Don Rickles and Jerry Lewis get to have their moment. Let's talk about the best score and the best song, and the smile on my face might indicate who won best song. Brianne, what happened to The Greatest Showman?
What happened to The Greatest Showman? I was a little underwhelmed with the performance that they did for This Is Me. I was hoping for a little bit bigger spectacle, but those that know me know that I love the spectacle. So didn't see it.
I was really
Kinda sad.
impressed by the live performances here tonight. Like I usually don't get that into them, but I was really pulling for Coco. It's my favorite movie of the year. I love Remember Me. I think it's a song people are going to be remembering for generations.
Yeah, that's what you've been saying over and over again. I agree with you, but I also think This Is Me is an anthem for our generation now, for the people now, and what's happening in our world. The change is about accepting each other for who we are, flaws and all. It's a very powerful message, and I think it will be sung for years to come at many karaoke bars. I know for sure.
I'm singing it right after
That's
this.
right,
I mean,
that's
I was singing it with them.
It was a big surprise, though, because it took the Golden Globes, and I thought for sure it was just barreling its way. And that performance, my lord, yes, not quite where we wanted it to be, but big enough that it should have given the award. But Remember Me, I can't be angry as a Latino, can't be angry as a man who loves Coco that won.
And maybe if there's a tiebreaker to be had, if the two songs are equal, maybe it's Coco's a slightly better movie. Let's
Could
talk
be.
about Alexandra Desplat as
Yeah.
well.
What a beautiful score
let's talk about
for
it.
Shape of Water. I think as soon as you heard that score, you knew like this thing is something we hadn't heard in quite some time, and it's incredible accompaniment to that movie.
Don't you think John Williams is just like the go to this category though? Like
I want to
anytime
know
his
how
name
many times
comes
has it
up-
been nominated? It's over 50. It's
Yeah.
like what, 58? Like how
Should've
many times?
won
I
every
need to know.
one of
I
them.
need that number.
Yeah, I mean, like the spot had a great score, and I was happy to see him, win. But I thought, I'm always pulling for a Johnny Williams. So, your prediction for Best Picture before we
Oh gosh, my prediction is Shape of Water.
Shape of Water?
So.
I got Shape of Water as well. We're gonna be back with the top 6 categories coming in hot. Stay tuned.
I'm happy to be the first person at Collider to say this. Guillermo del Toro is an Academy Award-winning director. So well-deserved. Really, this was one of the main awards tonight that I was looking forward to seeing going to the frontrunner, because clearly I'm a big fan of his. He's been in the studio, and I really believe in the work he did on The Shape of Water and the work he's done over the course of his career. So to see him get up there and accept that award, that was really touching.
Yeah, he's such a nice guy. And not only is he a nice guy, he's so talented. And, with The Shape of Water, and like all his other movies, you can feel his touch on everything, whether it's the camera movements, the production design, the sound. I mean, obviously, those are all things he's collaborating with people, but it's a Guillermo del Toro film when he makes it.
Yeah, and I'll add another word to how we're describing him, and it's passion. He's a passionate person. You could hear it when he talks about the projects he's working on, and you could see it radiating through the film on every single level. He so clearly understood that relationship between the two of them and just brought that story to screen in a way that it just rocked me to my core, and I'm just so happy for him right now.
Yeah. And then the work else he does with the actors, he brings out performances out of the actors. I mean, you look at Sally Hawkins, who, had a very difficult role to play, and he was able to bring out, a performance that was very emotionally engaging.
The question is now, does him winning Best Director mean anything for Best Picture? Because I believe the stat was in the last 4 out of 5 years, whatever movie won Best Director did not win Best Picture. And
that's a new trend, yeah.
Even though Shape of Water was my second favorite movie of 2017, I went with that trend, and on our Oscar pool bets, I went 3 Billboards for this reason.
But then 3 Billboards really, I mean, they've been winning the actor ones, but not really any of the other stuff. So
which admittedly makes me regret the choice a little
bit.
Now
you have Get Out. So really, you have Shape of Water, Get Out, and 3 Billboards.
I don't know.
Kind of hovering around.
What did you pick?
I put Shape of Water, but I think I'm going to lose.
All right, we're going to find out how that came out soon enough now. We're nearing the end of the ceremony. Hope you guys are enjoying the live stream.
There you have it, John Schnepp. Not much surprises, but some pretty good Oscar acceptance speeches by Frances McDormand and Gary Oldman.
Yes. Everyone just kind of read the announcement at the same time. We're like, and Gary Oldman. I was rooting for Chalamet, but I was like, look, you know what? Gary Oldman's been in the biz. He's deserving of that Oscar, and I feel like it's one of those here's one because of all the work you've done, like Zorg, and also Prick Up Your Ears. And I mean, the list is endless. I mean, Gary Oldman has been around and has done so many amazing performances, and he did a great job as Churchill. Same for Francis.
Zorg is the first one you go to.
I know, I had to go Zorg.
The first one I thought was that Harrison Ford kicked him off his plane one time. I think that Gary Oldman, a nice personal moment in his speech, talking about how he's going to have his mom put a kettle on when he gets home. And then Frances McDormand completely giving us one of those classic Oscar moments, having every woman that was nominated stand up in the crowd. That was so stirring, so moving. And when it comes from somebody like Frances McDormand, who in other acceptance speeches this year has said that I don't really get all that political or get into social issues, she did tonight, and I think it paid off.
It did. Frances McDormand, she's amazing. She deserves that Oscar for 3 Billboards, as well as her entire body of work, 5 nominations. And I got to say, Guillermo del Toro. So, wow, what an incredible, everybody's winning who should win.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we're joined now by a third member of our crew.
What? I've got some things to say, Frances McDormand. A well-deserved win.
Yes.
And what a speech to close out that night.
And we were just talking about how that might be the moment you get from the Oscars. Well,
inclusionary.
We are going to go watch who won Best Picture, and then we're going to say goodbye, but we're going to come back for our full post-show recap. So stay tuned. We're going to end the stream, then we're going to have our own show, and we're going to have me, Perry Nemiroff, John Roque, and Mark Riley talk about everything, including Best Picture. See you guys then. Hey everybody, Mark Ellis here. Thanks for watching this episode of Collider Movie Talk. You want to watch more? Then click up here, or you can click right here for more great content from Collider. And if you haven't subscribed to Collider Video, do so right now and share this vid with your friends. Thanks for watching.